Thank you for joining me. My name is Lisa Zucker. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and thanatologist on the board of Professionals United for Parkland. And joining me today is Deb Del Vecchio Scully. Deb, if you could tell us a little about yourself.
Yes, hi. First, thank you, Lisa, for having me with you tonight. I am a licensed professional counselor and a trauma specialist, and specifically a communal trauma specialist. I was the clinical recovery leader for the Newtown community, and really focused in a subspecialty of working with the survivors of school shootings. And I've also supported many people who experienced the 9/11 terrorist attack. And I've been a special advisor to Professionals United for Parkland for the past year.
Which we very much appreciate. We wanted to take a few moments today to discuss some concerning things with you and just get some advice from you for the members of our community in the wake of the recent suicides in Parkland. One of the things that I was hoping that you could share are some of the warning signs that you see that parents can look out for, teachers, other adults, or other teenagers in their friends. If you could share the warning signs.
Changes, right? You're looking for changes in behaviors, changes emotionally. If someone becomes, say, more withdrawn than usual, not participating in activities that they enjoy. For example, let's say it's been somebody who's loved to play baseball, but this year decided not to try out for the team. Now, that could just be because they're not interested any longer, but it's something you would want to just probe a little bit to see if there's a deeper reason for that. One of the big things is giving away prized possessions. Starting to and that might be to family members, that might be to friends. They don't tell you why, but suddenly that starts to happen. I think any changes emotionally, if someone suddenly becomes just more distraught, more frustrated, more unable to tolerate stress or distress. These are just warning signs that something's going on. It doesn't mean that these are signs that someone's about to hurt themselves, but they could be. And so really it's the change that I think is most significant.
Okay. And how do you tell the difference between concerning behaviors and just normal adolescent behavior or changes that we might see given what they've been through or regular?
Yeah, I think that's certainly a challenge, but here's the thing. You know your kids. You know what they're like under stress. You know what they're like if something bigger is going on. Mm-hmm. So I really want to emphasize to all the parents out there, to coaches, to anyone who interacts with kids, trust your gut on this. And if you see something that just doesn't feel right to you, then act. And yes, it can be hard to differentiate between what is normal adolescent behavior or usual. I'm not sure about that word normal. Usual adolescent behavior is to communicate, ask questions. And some of the feedback that I've been getting is that it's really hard to engage adolescents in conversation.
Right.
And I do think that can be true. I think having, as a parent, making this your top of mind awareness, meaning you're looking for an opportunity or an opening. They are there. And I think it's kind of our responsibility to kind of really just be looking for it more, not trying to force, but to see. I don't think that scripts are particularly helpful because each child is unique and each parent is unique. Each family is unique because of your own culture. But often these can be conversations that are happening when you're driving in the car or you're just hanging out and a usual family activity, watching a show, having a meal, just really informally. And there's just easy ways, or easier ways, I should say. I know there's been such an emphasis, and appropriately so, on suicide and asking the 6 questions. So let's break it down and make it easier, okay? Because I believe that kind of language is going to be hard for a non-therapist to use, and so it could be, there's been so much going on. There's so much in the news. I'm really feeling the effects of having the media back in town, and just leave that as an opening, right? Just drop that into a conversation and let your kids guide the rest. If you are at all concerned, you could say something like, I've noticed you've been a little bit different, and I want to be sure that you're okay. Is there anything going on? Are you worried that you might have thoughts about hurting yourself, or are you having those thoughts? Does this feel like it's overwhelming, or just feels like it's too much and you don't know what to do with it? And see where that goes. I think using yourself as an example to say, I've been feeling overwhelmed. Yeah. Wow, this week has been heavy. This is hard. Can be a great way to open up a discussion.
That's great. And what recommendations do you have for how difficult thoughts and emotions can be managed? If those things do surface, what should parents or teens do with that information?
I think acknowledgement is the first. So just being able to understand the difference between thoughts and feelings that are private versus secret or uncomfortable is really important to know. And it's okay to have private thoughts and feelings, but not if they feel shameful. Not if there's embarrassment around them. And that's a key differentiator. So the first and foremost is to encourage that person to talk to you, talk to someone else. I think keeping your kids moving is the single best thing that you can do, and that's exercise. That's something where they're moving their bodies. If they love to play soccer, get the soccer ball out and just go outside and play with them. Let them go to practice, do extra things like that. If it's basketball, whatever it is. If your kids aren't athletes, walk around the block. Right? Dance, right? Talking with one of my clients today who is not somebody who loves to exercise, but she loves to dance. And so I told her that was her prescription. She had to dance every day. It makes all the difference. Finding rhythm. Our brain craves rhythm, right? And the more that we can regulate through rhythm, it's easy, and it's using activities that your kids already enjoy.
Great. So movement is an excellent coping strategy.
Yeah.
Are there any other coping strategies that you want to highlight?
Sure. I think music is another really helpful one because of the repetitive nature of it and the repetitive rhythm of it. That can be really helpful. Many find that doing some kind of meditation, whether that's just a breathing practice or that could be a yoga practice, it's whatever it is, you find a practice. I'm a big fan of listening to binaural music or bilateral beats. And you do that with earphones, and it's alternating right, left. This is very, very regulating for the brain. And for those kids or adults who do not want to do meditation, this can be a great solution. One of my favorite apps for this is called Brainwave 35 Binaural Programs. It's available. I know it's available on Apple. I don't know if it's available on other types of systems, but it's fabulous. You have a menu of different options that you can choose, and you can choose the background music. It can be really, really helpful. I think exercise, finding ways to calm, relaxation, going to the beach. The beach is very relaxing, both because of the rhythm of the ocean, the sound of the waves, that can be really, really soothing. Nature is a big one. Mm-hmm. Find a way to get out into nature more. Turn the screens off. When I was in Parkland in January, one of the big questions was, this power struggle between adult parents and their children around devices. Be empowered to turn the Wi-Fi off.
Yeah.
Just do it. Mm-hmm. And it's going to change the culture in your home when you do.
Sure. Spending more time together as a family and also with peers, I think, is very important.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, great. Any other tips or suggestions that you could share with us today?
I think spending more time together, especially, right now, mm-hmm. When there's so much crisis and there's so many triggers all around. The media is out in full force. It's hard to get around. The return to school on Monday is probably going to be a bit challenging, mm-hmm. both because the media will be outside of school and the reminders of what's happened. So I think any routine that you have, routine is another, I think, really important feature. Mm-hmm. Getting enough sleep, eating well, making sure that everybody is well hydrated, getting to bed at a decent time. All of those things can really help set someone up to be successful the next morning. Really important after a week off for spring break to go back to school on Monday, getting back into that routine and that ritual beginning Sunday night.
Yes, I agree. Excellent self-care and getting ready for the beginning of the week. So thank you. Thank you so much for your time, Deb. And
you're welcome.
We're very happy to inform everybody that we're going to be able to have Deb here in person on April 6th and 7th to provide support and education to our community, both Douglas staff and students as well as parents. So please check the Professionals United for Parkland Facebook page for more details, which are to come. And thank you again, Deb, and thank you all of you for spending your time coming to learn about ways that you can support your family and your friends within our community. Thank you.